All right, welcome back to the show. You got Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage, the Lone Ranger, and my friend Cleve Loveland from Loveland Properties. Cleve's been working in the real estate business, helping families buy, sell, and manage their properties for 32 years. I've been in the mortgage business for 35 years, and I am going strong. I'm not letting these young whippersnappers beat me. I can tell you that right now. So we got a lot to cover in this segment. And we talk a little bit about, how much better we're doing this year than last year. Now, the market's been off a little bit this week just because of the unsettling of what's going on with the Greenland thing, but I think that'll shake out. I think these tariffs are going to shake out as well, but I'd like to see the bond market just recover a little bit more than it has. They promised to buy $2 billion worth of mortgage-backed securities. That's already in motion. They've already been buying treasury bills to the tune of about 40 billion per month. But it's not really making a big dent. And look at Cleve, you and I talked about, we looked at the opportunity for them to drop the Fed rate because there's a meeting, I think on the 28th, if I'm not mistaken. Is that what day it is?
Week. Yeah. And there's 95% chance they're not going to
happen.
Which is good for the mortgage market.
Yeah, it does. I don't need it to happen. I just need inflation to stay down and a little bit more certainty in the market. And then I think we're going to be good. We just got to get those rates south of 6%. And I think things are going to go great. But, we were talking earlier, Cleve, because as far as inventory, it's down. New home sales are up from this time last year. They're down from last month, but they're up from this point last year. And the amount of folks that have those 3% 30-year fixed rates, I think we used a number of 3.5%. The amount of folks that have those are shrinking. So that means they're finally having to let them go because they got to sell the house because they need a bigger house. Life continues to go on, and they have just been delaying and avoiding that at every way they could. And finally, life just catches up with you, and your wife goes, "Honey, I'm not staying in this 2-bedroom, 2-bath home, and we got 3 kids, and we got to get moving, or I need to downsize, or whatever the reason." So you and I are seeing more and more of that low interest rates folks start to shrink, which in my opinion is a good thing. I mean, I hate to see you give up a 3.5% rate. I've got one on my house, and I hate to see you give it up. But I'm not looking to, my family's not growing. It's actually downsizing. So there will be a point where I will end up selling the big lake house and probably moving into one of my little rental properties. That's more than likely what I'm going to do. What are you going to do? When do you think this is going to happen for you, buddy?
I'm on the lake like you, and I think my house is the perfect size. I don't think I'll go anywhere unless a great deal popped up. I might move, but I've got a while to think about that. But I just think these numbers I got, Bruce, are really, we've got a good trend. Trump, I think, has turned the battleship. And I want to dive into some numbers here. As a realtor, what I do when I come to your house is go over your personal numbers. What's your market? What do you need to get out of your house? What are your neighbors selling for? But the market for Central Florida, this is really interesting, Bruce. Inventory dropped to a 5.2 month supply. It's been about a 6-month supply, teetering on the buyer's market. And depending on where you're at, you might be in a buyer's market. If you got 100 neighbors for sale around you, or if you have none, you might be in a seller's market. But that's what's different about everybody's home.
What are the numbers for days on market?
It's days on the market is still high in the 70s. But we haven't had inventory this low for over a year. So
it's interesting that the inventory is low, but the days on the market are still high. So here's what that tells you, listeners. You can negotiate. Now, here's the thing. Are you going to get a seller to pay 6% towards your closing cost if the house has been on the market for 3 days? No, not likely, unless the house was way overpriced. But when you got a house that's been on the market for 60, 65, 70 days, Cleve, and if I got a buyer and I'm bringing a deal to you and I'm going to pay you full price, but I want 6% on your $500,000 house. I mean, what do you think? If it's been on the market for 75 days,
If you're not dealing with bless their little heart real estate as a listing agent, yeah, you got a chance at that. It just depends on, that's what's hard in this market, is getting that through to the listing agent if they're a part-timer or a hobbyist, as I call them. So,
Right.
but days on the market comes into play. What are your neighbors selling for? Knowing how to structure a good offer. That's all part of having a good realtor help you write that offer. But this market's going to change, Bruce, and it's not going to get easier for the buyers. I mean, the
No, it
rates.
is not. Right now is a prime time. Hey, listen, if you are a buyer or you know somebody that's looking to buy, go to my website at webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. Call me in my Tampa office right now at 813-213-4009. That's 813-213-4009, or Orlando at 407-706-3313. WeBringYouHome.com. Purchase, refinance, home equity line of credit, reverse mortgages, construction perms, renovation loans, you name it, I got it. We close them quick, we close them fast, we got great rates, we're a direct lender, and I'm in all 50 states. Cleve Loveland, how can they reach you, my friend?
407-352-8118. I will call you back the same day, or go to
Yeah.
cleveloveland.com. Bruce,
And we are personal. We deal personally with you. So, you go call Mark Spinnaker. I don't know what his name is. You know who I'm talking about. He's not going to answer the phone. The guy that owns Coldwell Banker is not going to take you out looking at property.
Yeah.
The guy that owns Compass or Remax, it's not going to happen. Cleve Loveland, do you actually meet with your clients?
Oh yeah. Yep. In
You meet
person.
with all of them?
Live. I got one of them live admins that answers my phone too, not a call center.
Yeah.
Not
I
an
meet
a-
with my
not
clients.
an-
Cleve, you probably get an opportunity to meet with more people in person than I do, just because they've got to go out and look at
I gotta
property.
see the house, yeah.
So you've got to go to their home and look at it. And nowadays, it used to be where I'd go to people's homes and take their applications in my home with my laptop and put it all together right in their house. Nowadays, people don't really want to do that. So I still prefer a Zoom consultation. Matter of fact, it's part of my system. When you come to me, you want me to help you with your mortgage, we're going to have a Zoom meeting. Why? Because I can answer all your questions when I can see you in person. I know how you're feeling. I see what your facial reactions are. I know what's going on, because I can't tell over the phone if I tell you how something's going to work and you're kind of going, I don't really understand that. Well, some people are afraid to go, I don't want to feel stupid, so I don't want to ask another question. Well, you're not going to do that in person. We're going to knock it all out. We're going to make sure that you have all the proper negotiating techniques, everything you need, so that you're not getting screwed when you go out there looking to buy or sell a home. I'm the Lone Ranger, 407-706-3313, or Tampa at 813-213-4009, or webringyouhome.com. Cleve and I can also you can go to our YouTube channel, Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger, watch all of our shows on YouTube. Cleve Loveland's got his own website, cleveloveland.com. You show are all your listings posted on your website?
On there, and you can hunt for what you want, but we still like to do a consultation up front like you do.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, you've got to hire your realtor to help you look around. So you've
Yeah.
got to sign that buyer broker agreement and hire them to
Oh,
help.
so you just can't go on realtor.com and do all the searching on your own like that?
You can, but I like to get, I like to get people and kind of focus.
Reba McIntyre says you could do that now.
Yeah, it's amazing. All the sponsorship dollars. I can't wait till, realtor.com and homes.com come to me and say, hey, will you be one of our ads? Likely. I'll keep working until that point. I don't think I'll get any endorsement money. So, but Bruce, all these good trends we've got, New Florida, the rest of the country, sales were down 5% last year.
Right.
Like resale homes.
Mhm.
Florida was up 5%. So more sales there in Florida.
Kicking butt and taking names, buddy. And
Yeah.
Florida is where everybody wants to live too,
Yeah.
man. I mean, and Ron DeSantis is working hard to get rid of property taxes. I don't know if it's going to come through in this one, but I can tell you, if you have questions about it and how it's working, what the proposals are all about, I am very well informed as to what the proposals are for the House Joint Resolution bill that's coming up, how it's proposed, which ones are proposed. There's like 12 of them, but Ron DeSantis is probably the best of all of them, and it's probably getting the least amount of attention to it. but it would make sense. And it's just for homestead, and it would reduce your property taxes by 40 to 60%. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, that's not bad. Some of these proposals want to eliminate all property taxes across the board. But in order to do that, they want to raise your sales tax by 3%.
I'm fine with that exchange because then the tourists
I'd be perfect with that exchange, but there's a kicker to that one. The other kicker is there's a 5% fee when you sell your home. Now, you and I flip homes. You couldn't do that.
Yeah.
You could flippers be out of business, and that hurts communities because we take blighted homes, fix them up, and sell them and create tax revenue for our cities and counties. But if you can't get a house flipper to buy that house and make a few bucks on it, they're not going to do it if they got to pay a 5% fee. Now, 5% fee in reality, if it wasn't for flippers, and it wasn't for new construction, isn't a bad idea because your break even point, if you had no taxes, is about 4.2 years.
Yeah. But it's still, what I see is the market. And I'd like those people to kind of keep their home and leapfrog to the next one. It's another thing. Yeah. So we'll make a landlord out of you and make you some money.
Insurance costs have come down. Citizens is down 8.7%. Okay. So insurance costs are down. More companies are moving into Florida. More companies are willing to work with us. Insurance costs, now they're not down to where they were 5 years ago, and they never will be. That deal's done. That ship has sailed. But if we can get property taxes down and insurance down and rates just drop a little bit more, that's when you're going to see this market flip, and you're going to be back into a seller's market, and you poor buyers are going to be whining, well, I waited for the rates to hit 5.5%, and now the house went up $100,000.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen.
All these trends, Bruce, the number of new listings is down for taking in December. So that means our inventory is going to go down next month again. The number of new contracts is up over last year. The number of pending homes is up over last year. We sold more homes in December of 25 than we did in December of 24. All these trends show that 26 is going to be a great year. So I just really think, plus beginning of last year, rates were 6.875. Now that we're in the low sixes. So all those things help.
Well, they're helping, and my office is busy. My team's doing a great job. We got a lot of great clients that we're helping right now, but I'm also looking for more help on my team. If you've got at least 3 years experience in origination, I am looking for some in-house originators on my team. If you speak Spanish, it's a plus, but I'm looking for dynamic people that love helping their folks, but know the mortgage business really, really, really well. Got great benefits, great pay structure. Our company is the largest retail company in the entire country, and Cross Country Mortgage is kicking butt. So if you are interested and you work for another company and they made all these promises to you that they just didn't deliver, come see the good old cowboy, and we'll see what we can work out for you. But I'm looking for good people, and my expectations are very high. So I will tell you that right now.
All right. If you're a realtor looking for a job and you're having trouble selling, you're selling 5-10 homes a year, and you want to go to that next level and have a career in real estate and be trained by one of the best in the business, call me 407-352-8118. But I will warn you, this is a full-time job. I run a business more.
It is a full-time job. Yeah.
And I run the tough. I have some people come interview Bruce. They ghost me. They never, I'm like, all right, come on back in for that.
I've referred a guy over to you, and you scared him because he actually had to work. Hey, listen, we got to take a break. I want to give out my number. Tampa Bay, 813-213-4009, or Orlando at 407-706-3313, or go to WeBringYouHome.com. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Cleve and I got a lot more to talk about. Do not go anywhere.